About to watch a very cool Ninja Turtles review by Pixel Dan right here. Alright, Turtle Power!
Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan. Brand new Walmart exclusive Secret of the Ooze figures. So let's go ahead and check out Wrath. As you can see, he comes in that new style window box packaging. It's got a really great kind of dark black and bright green color scheme with the new TMNT logo up at the top and a window box that fully showcases our action figure and all of his accessories within. As you flip that box around to the backside, we get a brief description of the movie and the action figure, and down below that we get a look at the figure with his accessories. So let's go ahead and remove Raphael from the packaging and take a closer look at him. So these figures, as I've stated in all of my reviews of these so far, are body sculpt with the previously released 1990 movie figures that Playmates already did. The thing that really makes these guys stand out as something different is all of the included new accessories, which also includes 4 interchangeable heads, and the overall paint deco is slightly different than what we've seen on the previous figures. So pulling Raphael out of the package, the head that comes on him is a new head sculpt, and it's my personal favorite in this particular box. You can see it's a perfect, angry Raphael head. He's got this really great teeth-gritting pose. He's got the angry-looking eyes. This is a Raphael that means business, and that is awesome. One of the things I definitely felt with the original movie release Raphael that Playmates did is that the head sculpt didn't quite match his personality. This one definitely fixes that. Now, one thing I will say is, even though I do like this head sculpt and the overall look of the turtle figure in general, one of the themes that I've noticed across all 4 figures in this new Secret of the Ooze line is that they don't really match up with the look of the turtles as they appeared in the film. They're close, but they're not quite there. However, if you look at them as just a standalone Ninja Turtles action figure, they look good. They look like a good Ninja Turtles toy. It's just a bit odd that they don't quite match up with the way they looked in the film. So let's talk about some of those alternate heads while we've got them here. I got a few different head sculpts. We've got one head that's got a bit of a smile there. You can see this is a much happier, more laid-back Raphael. It's interesting that the heads actually kind of look different from each other, too. They almost don't look like the same character, but it's very easy to swap it off. You can actually see it just pops off. It's on a little ball joint there, and we can easily pop on the new head in its place. So we've got that more happy Raphael, if you want him to be in a better place. Be a little happier, not so angry. We got this third head here, which I kind of like this one. He's got a bit of a smirk going on there. It's pretty cool. He's actually got like the teeth showing just on the side of his mouth. He actually looks like he's saying something kind of smart alecky maybe. So that's actually kind of a neat head. And then the final head here looks like a very basic head. It actually looks the least like Raphael, actually. It's rounder, and he's got like a big smile on his face. So those are our 4 different heads. Like I said in the beginning, the one that comes out of the box there with the gritting teeth is definitely my favorite of the 4 heads with this particular figure. So as we come down and look at the rest of the guy, as I stated, it does match up with what we saw before. He does have a darker skin tone, which is kind of cool. One thing that I thought was also very interesting about these guys is rather than matching the colors of the characters as they appeared in the movie, Secret of the Ooze, they actually have various skin tones between all 4 turtles, very similar to what we've seen in the Nick Turtles line. So on the level of them just being Ninja Turtles action figures, I like that. But if these are supposed to look like the movies, it's an interesting decision that they went that route. You'll also notice that there's really no other paint variants there. It's just that solid green. He's missing the spots, of course. And in Ninja Turtles 2, the spots were a lot more prominent on those turtle costumes. So he should definitely have that more on the back of his head and his shoulders and everything there. And that is completely lacking. Now, I will say, I like the overall sculpt. Even though the paint job isn't super detailed, I do like, especially like with the shell here, you can see great deco on there, all the scratches and everything. I think it looks really nice. And of course, Raphael does have his own unique belt there. He doesn't have the over-the-shoulder belt like we see with characters like Leonardo. Instead, he's got the little holsters on the front, which is perfect for housing his psi weapon. So that's pretty cool. And we'll look more at those accessories in just a bit. But let's go ahead and talk about the figure's articulation. So each of these figures features over 30 points of articulation. That gives us that ball joint at the head that I showed you. So it means you can move the head all the way around there. We got nice ball joints at the shoulder, so the arms can go outwards, forwards, backwards, swivels at the bicep. He does have a nice joint at the torso there, which the shell is connected to the top half, but it allows you to roll his body around there. He's got those ball-like hinge joints at the thighs. Legs go outwards, forwards, backwards. They also swivel there, as well as swiveling at the thighs here. Double joints at the knees. Again, great knee pad over that. You got your nice standard ankle joint, which are nice and tight, you can see. I really like that. And then you can also individually articulate the toes. Overall, I like the articulation on this, and it's nice and tight, which is good. The original release figures, the 1990 movie figures, had really loose joints. In fact, I have a hard time standing those figures up now. Playmates definitely did a lot better this time around, making the joints a lot tighter. However, like I said, I still wish that they had just standard hands with a steady grip instead of articulated fingers, because it makes them really hard to get a good grip on the weapons. You can see we can get the size in his hands there, and he can hold them, but it's always going to be a little loose, and he just doesn't get as tight of a grip as I'd like him to. The other thing is it's really hard to get him to do the awesome fingers around the blades pose. You can do it there, but you can see it's not a super tight grip. There we go. I kind of got it in there. It looks a little awkward, but you can see that it is possible if you kind of play around with it a little bit. And that's always the way I like to pose Raph with the size. I think that's pretty cool. So in addition to the size, he does come with 2 other accessories. And that is one thing where these guys really shine. They come with a ton of accessories. So along with his signature weapon, he also has this, I guess it's a sewer lid shield. Yep, so it's a little awkward, actually. It's got a handle, and it doesn't quite fit. You can see the fingers are actually a little too fat to go through the handle. So you can kind of squeeze it on there, and then he's got this shield that he can hold. It's got the big gap in the middle, though, where the handle is. Not necessarily my favorite accessory, but the accessory that comes with it is nice to have, is this pizza. He's got a whole pizza. Look at the little sticker on there. It looks like it's pepperoni, onions, and jalapenos. That doesn't look too bad. So that's pretty cool. He's got the this whole pizza there. That's always good, especially if you have all 4 turtles. It's interesting that Raph comes with the pizza, but I understand that he was probably the one that was lacking some movie-specific accessories, so he gets the pizza. And it's always cool to have a nice pizza that's fitted for your Ninja Turtles action figures. So no complaints from me. Alright guys, it's comparison time. Here he is standing alongside that 1990 movie figure that I was talking about, just so you can see the differences here. The sculpt of the body is the same. The only differences that you're really going to see here between them is, of course, the new head sculpt, and the colors of the skin tone is different this time around. And also for fun, let's go ahead and stand him alongside that vintage movie star Raphael figure. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the brand new Secret of the Ooze Raphael action figure. Overall, I like this one. You know, I actually like all of these figures quite a bit. I only have the few minor gripes being with the articulated fingers and the fact that they could definitely have a bit more of a detailed paint job, but these are still painted a lot more than we typically see with Playmates, the Ninja Turtles figures, so that's pretty cool. I feel like they definitely improved upon the original releases. You know, the articulation's tighter. I like the interchangeable heads. It's always nice getting extra accessories. However, it's a bit weird that they don't quite look like the characters in the movie. They're supposed to be based on the movie. They don't really look like that, but they still work if you just treat them as standalone Ninja Turtles action figures. These are starting to store shelves right now. You can